the good, the bad, the ugly. Talk about the whole thing.
Yeah, so the original prototyping and design process wasn't very collaborative. So Robbie and I designed a bike that we thought was the right solution, right? For our eyes. But we also aren't the ones that are out buying electric bicycles. It was historically, and especially in this market, 65 plus. So we designed a product that, was a little bit taller. It didn't provide as much power or assistance to you. It had a high standover height, which made it really difficult to get on. You needed bike racks or a truck to transport it. But we didn't realize that until it slapped us in the face. So instead of it costing $3,000, I actually went to my dad and I borrowed $40,000 from him to start the company, and I do our first production run, and I get a container of these in, and I thought it was going to go just as good as it did when I had done electric skateboards. I kind of just assumed that this was the right product and it was just going to flow through, and boy was I wrong. So we get the product and we start selling, well, not even selling, we list them on our own website. We're on Craigslist. We're at trade shows, like several trade shows every week trying to sell these products. And those are long days of not selling anything. People would come up and talk to us and everything like that, but they would have so many reasons to say no, where sometimes they would walk up to it and it's like, oh, just doesn't fit me. And then that's it. Then you're not going to get any further. Or they would come up and, maybe it fits them, but then they hear the power amount and they're like, oh, that's not enough for us, or we want further range. And then maybe it's not comfortable enough, although it fits them and everything, just the actual touch points aren't comfortable enough. And then one of the things was like, they were wondering how do I get this? And it's like, oh, we'll ship it to you. And they're like, is it assembled? And it's like, no, it only takes like an hour to build. And then they're like, I'm not doing that. And then one of the final things was like, okay, if I buy this, then I need to buy a bike rack. And now I'm building that into the cost. That's like another $400 if I'm going to have this actually be a part of my life. And then it was like, oh God, we really screwed up. Like, this is a wrong product, for this market. So we went back to the drawing board and tried to get rid of any reason to say no, right? It's not powerful enough. We'll go as powerful as you legally can go, which was class 3 performance. You want range? All right, we're upgrading the whole thing to a 48 volt system to, really max out the range on this thing. And it forced us to be innovative, right? We were the first company to not only deliver class 3 performance and this range under $2,000, but the first one under $1,000. We were doing class 3 performance is really difficult to do, but we had to figure it out with a 500 watt motor. So we had about a third of the power to work with compared to our competition, but still need to beat all of them in performance. And so that required Robbie to get really, hands-on with the motor design and the controller to try to, max everything out. So we do that, and I'm obsessed with all right, they don't want it to assemble it themselves, and they don't want a bike rack. We have to do foldable, and foldable is still very much new. And then we just went down that rabbit hole, and then we built a foldable design, and then we're like, wait, this is perfect. Now it fits within the FedEx requirements, and we can save $50 off of this surcharge fee. So that was a really cool thing for us to go through. But anyways, it was just by talking to those customers at the trade shows every single week, telling us why they didn't want our product, and then going back to the drawing board and let's get rid of any reason they would say no. If it doesn't fit them right, well, we're making a product that is going to fit someone between 4'10" and 6'5". It does not matter. We are going to figure this out. They want the performance. We're going to figure out class 3 performance. They don't want to pay a lot of money. We're going to keep the price under $1,000. It was all those things that just drove us to be really innovative.